Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. I'm Sara and we are doing a restorative yoga practice today. So hopefully you have all your props handy. You can see behind me I have a plethora of props, blankets, pillows, bolsters. I did also recommend an eye pillow. I'm not going to use an eye pillow today just because I'm going to have to keep an eye on the time, so I can bring you guys out of the poses, you know, on time. So we're going to begin with, let me make my way back here so you guys can see me. So we're going to begin with a supported back bend. So I'm going to just grab one of these pillows. It's a big kind of king size pillow. We want something underneath the back. So if you don't have a pillow, you could also take a blanket and roll it and place it underneath your back. Okay. And then we'd also like to have something under the behind the neck. So let me move these out of the way a little bit so that they're not blocking anything. So we're going to have our knees bent in this pose. And you can also have an eye pillow. And again, like I said, I'm not going to use the eye pillow today. But you want just a little bit of a lift. So if you're using a rolled blanket and you roll it up too much, it might be a little bit too much for you. So you can kind of take some of the roll out of it. And then once you're ready, just go ahead and reach your arms out to the sides, close the eyes, and just breathe. So I can feel like the back of my head is not on the floor, it's not supported. So I'm just going to move my neck roll so that my head is resting. We never want any body parts really just hanging. And the other thing we can do is we can walk our feet out away from each other and let the knees rest in against each other. And so we'll be here for about 3 minutes. So once you're set up in your pose, just close the eyes and just breathe here. So this is a nice kind of gentle heart opener. And just focusing your attention on your breath if your mind starts to wander. So we'll start to make our way out of this. So just rolling over to one side. Taking a couple deep breaths here. And then just pressing your way up into a seat. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our chair. And we're going to place the chair kind of upside down. And if you can put it up against a wall, that would be great because then it won't slide on you. So I'm just going to place it here. So you want to have the back of the chair kind of coming down at an angle. This is going to be part of your support. And then you want to pad that. So I'm going to take a pillow, and this is a nice big long pillow. But if you have like a shorter pillow, you might want to take another little pillow to support your head. And then we want to have support for our knees. So we're doing a supported bound angle. So I'm going to take a couple of blankets and roll them up and just make some supports for my legs. Actually, I'm going to go this way. Roll it up this way. Actually do this other blanket. Okay. A lot of this is trial and error. So once you've done this the first time, like the next time, you'll kind of know what props you need. Another optional prop you can use is a strap. If you happen to have a strap that has a buckle on it, so you can place it kind of behind your hips. And then we'll go ahead and have a seat, bringing the soles of our feet together. And then you want to place those blankets underneath you. And then if you want to use the strap, take it around the bottoms of your feet and then go ahead and connect it. And then just adjust the tightness, but keep it fairly loose. And then once you're reclined, you can tighten it or loosen it as needed. And then we'll just rest the arms on by our sides. If your arms are not resting on the floor, you can take some blankets or blocks and place them underneath so that you have little arm rests for you. And then again, you can take that eye pillow and put it on your eyes. And so we'll go ahead and be here again for about 3 minutes. And we'll start to make our way out of this pose. So if you were using the strap around your feet, go ahead and release the buckle. And then remove your strap. We'll guide those knees together and just go ahead and sit up. So I'm going to move my chair out of the way because we'll be done with that for just a moment. We're going to use it again later. So now we're going to come into a pose called Mountain Brook. And why it's called Mountain Brook is because you kind of create these waves with your body. So we're going to be lying on our back, and we're going to have support under the knees, under the mid back, and then under the neck. So the largest support will be under the knees. So I think I'm going to use my pillow for under my knees. And then kind of a smaller roll underneath my back. I'm gonna maybe roll this up just part way for my back because this blanket is kind of firm. And then I'll have the smallest roll underneath my neck. So let me get these guys out of the way. Okay. So coming onto the back, support under the knees, support under the middle of the back, and then support under the neck. This blanket, even though it looks bigger of a roll than this one, it's actually a little less dense, so it kind of squishes in a little bit better. You could also, if you have a neck pillow, like the ones you use on a plane, you could use that here for your neck support. That would be great. And again, optional eye pillow. And you can have your palms up, or you can have your palms down. So palms down will make you feel a little bit more rooted, grounded, safe. Palms up is sort of if you're more in a receiving mode. So it just kind of depends how you're feeling today. If you're feeling a little kind of loosey-goosey at ends, a little bit like you need to ground yourself a little bit, place those palms facing down. If you want to be kind of open, you're feeling fairly grounded already, you can open those palms up toward the ceiling. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. Just have to check the time. So when you're doing these restorative practices on your own, like if you don't want to, follow along with the recording that I'm making, you can use a little timer on your phone. I would recommend a nice kind of gentle, like chiming noise for the alert rather than like, something harsh. If you have an Apple Watch, which I cannot find mine currently, but I like it because it does have a timer on it. And then when the timer's done, it just buzzes. It kind of does a little vibration, which is a nice kind of like reminder. Oh, okay. It's time to get out of the pose. And just let your whole body surrender into these poses. And if at any point you're feeling any type of discomfort in any of these poses, then that means you need to change something about the pose. So either come out of it altogether or change your props, add more props, take some props away. It's a very personal practice. Every body is different. So you might need something different than what I need. And then we'll get out of this pose, same way we did for our back bend. Roll to your side, take a couple breaths here. And then press your way up into a seat. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into one of my favorite poses, which is the supported bridge. So if you have a block, preferably a foam block, this would be best for this pose. If you don't happen to have a foam block, you can use pillows, you can stack up blankets. So what we're going to do, and then we'll still want a roll for the neck. So coming onto the back again, make sure that roll is still placed under your neck. And then we're going to lift the hips up, sliding that block or your pillow or your blanket right underneath your sacrum. And feel free to kind of move it around as needed. You can extend your legs out if that feels better for you. For me, that's a little bit too much opening here. So I'm going to keep my knees bent. And again, you could also kind of let your knees rest in against each other. Again, an eye pillow would be great in this pose. Anytime we're lying down with the face up, you can always utilize an eye pillow for any of these poses. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. And then to release out of this, go ahead and lift your hips, remove your block, and release, and then just roll to one side and make your way up. All right, so next we're going to do elevated legs up the wall. So I made a little space on my, if you don't happen to have a wall nearby that you can use, you could lay down next to your chair and put your feet up on the chair. And I'll kind of demonstrate that instead of doing the legs up the wall. So this would be your option. Your alternative is just to lay down with your lower legs on the chair. And then I would also put a neck roll underneath your neck. Okay, so that's if you don't happen to have a nice wall space available. If you do, I'm going to place a pillow next to the wall. And then I'm going to grab my handy dandy neck roll. This is just like a fleece blanket. And I'm going to kind of set it up where I think it's going to need to be. And then go ahead and sit down on your pillow or your bolster, whatever you have, sitting down next to the wall. And then we're going to lie down on one side and kind of scoot the bum right up to the wall so it's touching the wall. And then lying down and then taking your legs up the wall and then bringing that neck roll into place. I'm actually going to grab a second pillow, and I also need to grab my phone so I can see the time. Okay, I'm gonna go for 2 here. Let's see how that works. These are just really squishy pillows, so I wanted a little bit more height. All right. Like I said, trial and error here. Yeah, that's better. And then once you're here, kind of move yourself around a little bit. Maybe move your bolster to where it's comfortable. And then eye pillow is great. Resting the arms by your sides. I'm going to kind of tuck them underneath the edges of my pillow. And we'll go for 3 minutes here. And then we'll just release by bringing the knees into the chest and then rolling onto your side again. Right. Okay, so the next pose is one that we'll do on it's a one-sided pose, so we'll have to do it twice. So it's a twist. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna grab, I do happen to have a bolster, but if you don't have a bolster, you can take a couple of blankets and like roll them up together because you want some height here. And then I'm gonna take, I want height, but I also want this to be comfortable. So I'm gonna take one of my nice squishy soft pillows, and then let's see, I think I'll have a couple of blankets on either side just in case. I want to rest my arms on them. Okay, so once you think you've got your setup where you want it, we're gonna kind of sit down next to at one end of the bolster, and you want to kind of come into these like I call them like mermaid legs, or so you can either kind of rest one leg on top of the other. If that's not comfortable, you can take one in front of the other. You want to make sure that those feet and the legs are comfortable. And then we're going to create that twist by turning towards the bolster, and then we're going to lay the chest down on the bolster. And then and then I'm going to rest my arms down on either side. You want to make sure that your arms are supported. You can, if you want, for a deeper twist, look in the opposite direction of your knees, but I always just prefer to look in the same direction of my knees, so it's not too, too much of a twist. I gotta bring my phone where I can see it again. So we'll be here on this side we'll do 2 minutes on this side, and then we'll do 2 minutes on the other side. So fidget around if you need to, just to make yourself comfortable. All right, we'll start to release from this side, and we'll just kind of turn our legs to the other side. So again, find out what position feels best for your legs. I kind of like to have the foot of my bottom leg kind of resting on the calf of my top leg. So they're just kind of, but nothing is hurting. There's no a lot of pressure on anything. So again, turning your torso towards your long bolster, and then resting. And then looking either in the direction of your knees or away from your knees if you want a deeper twist. And let's be here for 2 minutes or so. we'll go ahead and make our way out and sit up. All right. So we're going to use our chairs again. And we'll also use a blanket. So we're going to just have just a nice fold in your blanket so that we're going to sit on this blanket. And then we're going to bring the chair in front of us. So we're going to do a supported seated angle. So we're going to bring that chair in between our legs and, take your legs out as wide as you like. And then we're just going to rest on the chair. So if you happen to have a nice padded seat like I do, you can rest your head right on the pad of your chair. If you have kind of a hard chair, you can put a blanket on top of your chair or a pillow and rest on that blanket. Oh, this is kind of nice. You might want a little bit more height. If you're super flexible, you can also, instead of using the chair, place a bolster in front of you and lay all the way down onto that bolster. But for our purposes, we're just going to stick with the chair because that's the most accessible for the most people. So again, we'll be here for 3 minutes. Go ahead and release and just sit up. So the next pose is going to be very similar. All we're going to change is that we're just going to cross our legs. So And then if you want, with your legs crossed, you might want to prop underneath the knees. So I'm just going to take a couple of blankets, roll them up and place them on the outsides of my, like just underneath my knees so that they're not kind of hanging. But everything else is going to be the same. We're going to go ahead and just rest the forehead on the seat of our chair. So a little bit different sensation having the legs crossed as opposed to having the legs out wide. We'll go ahead and make our way out of this pose. So we are done with the chair, and we have come to our last pose, which is our final relaxation pose. So this is going to be basically the same as your mountain brook pose, except there won't be a roll underneath the back. So you'll have a support under your knees and under your neck. So I'm just going to use one of those big pillows for under my knees, and then my small roll for underneath my neck. And then I'm going to get into the pose, and then I'm going to get out of it so that I can read the Yoga Nidra for you guys. So I'll just show you how I'm getting into it. So this is pretty easy. So just come to your back. This is one where if you have not been using your eye pillow up to now, this is one where I would recommend the eye pillow, or just grab an extra blanket and place it over your eyes, or if you're wearing something with a hood, you can pull it up and kind of cover your eyes with it. So this is the pose. So while you guys are getting into it, I'm going to go grab my little script here. And hopefully you are all dressed fairly warmly. This is not an active practice, so you probably didn't have to remove any layers, so you probably won't need to put them back on. So hopefully everybody's comfortable, but if you want to put any extra layers on at this time, you could do that. Covering up with a blanket would be great too in this pose. So I'll give you a moment or two just to get settled. Also, if you happen to be in your bedroom, you can lay in your bed. That's fine too. You don't have to be on the floor. Make it as comfortable as you can. It is time for Yoga Nidra. You should be lying on your back with the knees slightly bent and supported. Make sure that you are warm enough and that your position is one that will be comfortable for the duration of the practice. It is best that you remain still during Yoga Nidra so that both your body and brain have a chance to fully relax. However, if you become uncomfortable, please feel free to change position. Allow your eyes to close and keep them closed until the practice is ended. The practice of Yoga Nidra is a practice of yogic sleep that will guide you to a state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleeping. Try to remain awake by listening to the sound of my voice. You'll be asked to move your awareness to various bodily sensations. Try not to concentrate too intensely, as this may prevent you from relaxing. During this meditation, please use and absorb what you need in the moment and leave the rest behind. If the mind becomes overactive with thoughts and worries, just come back to the sound of my voice. Become aware of any sounds you can hear in this moment. Nothing else. Oh, what you can hear. Become aware of any sounds you can hear in this moment. Nothing else but what you can hear without strain. Begin to focus on the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing radiate outward, searching out these distant sounds and following them for a few moments. Move your attention from sound to sound without labeling the source. Gradually bring your attention to closer sounds, from sounds outside the building, to sounds inside the building, to sounds inside the room. Visualize your body lying on the floor, the position of your body, your clothes, your hair, your face. Become acutely aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Become aware of your natural breath. Become aware of your natural and spontaneous breath that moves in and out of your body without any effort. The natural breath flows in through both nostrils. Notice the feeling of the breath as it comes in and out of your nostrils. There is a sense of coolness as you inhale the breath. Follow this feeling into your nose, your sinuses, the back of your throat, into your lungs. There is a sense of warmth as you exhale the breath. Feel this warmth on your upper lip as you breathe out. The natural breath flows through both nostrils during the inhale and the exhale. Allow your breath to become longer and slower. Take a long, slow inhalation, followed by a longer, slower exhalation. Make your exhale even slower. Notice the slight pause after the exhale. Slow inhale, even slower exhale, and pause. Feel the urge to breathe in bubble up inside of you. When you need to inhale, please do so. Long, slow inhale. Longer, slower exhale. And then pause where the body is neither breathing in nor out. Please continue breathing in this way. Now go back to the natural, easy breath, releasing any control over the inhale or exhale. We will now begin a systematic journey of sensory awareness throughout the body. You'll move your awareness to different parts of your body as soon as you hear them named. Please say the name of the part to yourself and feel that part of your body, but do not move any part. The practice begins on the right side. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Now go to the back of the body. Right heel, left heel, right calf, left calf, right thigh, right buttock, left buttock, lower back, middle back, upper back, the entire spine, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, middle of the eyebrows, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, the pelvic floor, the whole right leg, whole left leg, whole right arm, whole left arm, the whole face, the whole head, the whole torso, the whole body. Come back to the feeling of your breath flowing in and out of your nostrils. Maintain your awareness of breath, and at the same time, develop your awareness of your physical body. Your body is relaxed and lying on the floor. Notice the heaviness of your body as it rests on the floor, and take your awareness into all the points that are touching the floor. Lie quietly until you feel ready to move. Start by slowly moving your hands and feet, wiggling the fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists. And reaching the arms up overhead, just stretch and release. And rolling onto one side, take a few deep breaths there. And when you're ready, come into a comfortable seat. And we'll finish up with just 3 deep breaths, inhaling arms up and exhaling them down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. One more time, inhaling it up. Bringing hands together, heart center as we exhale. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.